This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
So Teddy Bridgewater addressed the meteors and stayed away from the whole quarterback competition thing. And let me explain how I understood everything that went on. Look, it didn't matter who it was. Those of you that don't believe in Tua, you're going to create your own competition, right? Those of you that are not Tua believers, you're going to all of a sudden create a competition with Teddy Bridgewater when there really isn't a competition. And then the funny part is, I love the Teddy Bridgewater pickup, but I love him in a role that he's supposed to be in, a backup quarterback. And that's the problem with some of you out there, since you really don't watch football. You only watch the Dolphins, and maybe you'll watch a Sunday night or a Monday night game or a Thursday night game, but you really don't watch the league. So you didn't really watch Teddy Bridgewater every week with the Vikings and every week with Minnesota. With Minnesota, and every week with New Orleans and all of that. Like people say, well, he went 5-0 with New Orleans. Yeah, and he also threw 9 touchdowns in those 5 games because he could never have an explosive offense with Teddy Bridgewater because he's not an explosive player in any stretch. Never has been, never will be. But some of you will fill your heads up with a bunch of shit, like somehow or another, he's going to be the second coming, which he's never been. And I love Teddy Bridgewater. Great young man. You want your daughter to marry him. You want him to be representing your company. You want to be associated with Teddy Bridgewater. You just don't want him as a starting quarterback in the NFL. But the problem is with most of you is you live in South Florida. You have love for the South Florida kid. You didn't really watch him every day or every week in other games on other teams. So you don't really know how limited he really is. He's a great young man. He's not going to make mistakes. He's going to try to complete as many passes as possible. But he will never, ever, ever, ever be part of an offense that can be explosive because he has no explosiveness in him. But some of you will want to create some kind of competition that doesn't really exist. And yesterday, Teddy Bridgewater addressed it the smart way. One, he didn't want to create controversy by starting anything. Two, he's still a professional, and he doesn't want to demean himself by calling himself a backup quarterback, which is what he is. Will he get a chance to start if Tua falters? Of course. There's no doubt in my mind that that's what would happen. Do I expect Tua to falter? Hell no. But you can create whatever you want in your mind. But let me educate most of you, since most of you don't know jack shit about Teddy Bridgewater. Okay? If Teddy Bridgewater becomes your starter, the season is over. Understand that. You will need the 72 Dolphins. You will need the 91 Giants. You will need the 2001 Bucks, the 2001 Ravens, 2003 Bucks, right? Something like that. You're going to need the Doomsday Defense, the Steel Curtain. You're going to need some of the more special teams in the history of time to be able to win with Teddy Bridgewater. Okay? So create whatever narrative you want in your mind. Create whatever false narrative you want in your mind. Create whatever agenda you want in your mind. Or create whatever memory you think Teddy Bridgewater is. Because you really didn't watch him. You didn't watch him in Minnesota when he started a whole season. And the whole season produced 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. And another season, 14 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Never explosive, because he can't be. He never will be. Because unfortunately, they did not gift him from the heavens with enough talent to be that at the NFL level. He's an exceptional backup. His mind is elite. If he had the talent, he would be an elite quarterback. He would have never been traded from Minnesota, and he would have been their permanent starter and retired and gone into their Ring of Honor and maybe even a Hall of Fame. But that talent was not there. It's never been there. It never has been there. It never will be there. So create whatever bullshit you want in your mind. Invent whatever you want in your mind because of your dislike or disbelief in Tua. And you'll fall flat on your face again. You know, I'm starting to understand something here that's developed over the last 10, 15 years and over the last 12 years, 13 years, something like that. And it's going to be funny, and I'm going to have a field day with some of you out there. Because in the end, when I watch Tua in the next year or two here develop into the franchise quarterback and end up winning people over, I'm going to go after some of you that I specifically know that thought Tannehill could play and Tua couldn't. And I can't wait to have a field day with some of you out there. Oh, my God. So when Tua starts balling out, there'll be certain people that will be called out in the media, publicly, all kinds of stuff on this show. And I will be using you as my rag doll for years to come. It won't be a weak thing. It'll be something that I will use, and I will use it, and I will use it heavily on this show. And I'm going to have fun with a lot of you out there because I've noticed a trend that there's some of you out there, some of you even played football at the highest level, and you thought Tannehill could play and Tua couldn't. And my Lord, am I going to have a field day with you people? Okay? I'm going to have a field day with those of you out there.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.